So today I'm out walking in the rain, and I hope you can hear me. I brought a little mic with me. It is super windy, so I hope that you're going to be able to hear this video because it's extremely important. The reason why I wanted to do this video outside today in the rain and in the wind is because we are talking about what it takes to overcome chronic illness. And this perfectly illustrates the example that I want to talk about today. So first, this literally applies to the entire journey of healing. Okay, all of it, like the whole thing. And it can also apply to the little parts of healing. Like if you have food sensitivities and want to overcome them. If you are bedbound and want to learn how to walk. If you can't exercise and want to learn how to do that. If you no longer socialize and want to learn how to do that. Whatever you are avoiding or whatever you can't do because of your physical, mental, or emotional limitations, this is the video that you want to watch. Okay, so I really have a feeling that you are not going to be able to hear this. I seriously hope that you can. All right, so this morning I got up. I made myself a tea instead of just coming outside and walking. I always put my walking in front of everything. I front load it so that I never find an excuse as to why I shouldn't do it. Now, some days I look at the weather and I say, oh, it's raining now. It won't be raining in an hour. I'll postpone my walk until then. Fine. I looked at the radar today. It's just going to be like this all day. There's no break in it. In fact, it probably gets worse. So immediately, the mind starts coming up with excuses. My emotions, right? My heart starts coming up with reasons why I can't do this or why I shouldn't do this or why it's too annoying to do this or why it's going to be okay if I don't do this, right? So the mind comes up, the heart starts to bring things and serve things up, and then the body will also start to serve things up. Like, oh, I'm feeling too tired, or I can't do it because of this physical limitation, or it will serve me, a physical sensation, or this or that, or some reason why physically I shouldn't do this today. Okay, so here's the thing. Can I walk? Yes, I can. Can I actually physically do it? Can I mentally do it? And can I emotionally do it? I mean, can I do this walk? Yes, I can. I have walked before. I know how to walk. There's nothing actually stopping me from picking my feet up and moving them in a direction forward, except for all the fear, right? The emotions, whether it's fear that maybe I can't, right? Those are emotions. Or the mind plays tricks on me telling me that I can't. The physical body plays tricks on me telling me that I can't. But can I do it? Yes, I can do it. And I know it because I have done it before. I know how to do it. So therefore, I can do it. So, but something will stop me, right? Something could stop me. The only thing that stops you is either a physical, a mental, or an emotional block. That is why when we're healing, we work with all four quadrants, okay? We work body, mind, heart, and soul. We must heal them all because the only reason I couldn't come on this walk today is because I would be blocked or stopped by one of those quadrants, right? I would either experience physical limitation, mental limitation, emotional limitation, or spiritual limitation. There would be a reason big enough for me to believe or listen. This is true for everything across the board, right? Whether you think you cannot eat a food, whether you think you cannot get out of bed and walk to the bathroom, whether you think you cannot bend down and pick up that thing because of the pain in your back, whether you believe that you can't socialize because you don't have the mental capacity or you can't read, or whatever it is that is limiting you, whatever it is that is keeping you blocked, sick, stuck in this chronic illness state, okay? It is a block from one of those 4 quadrants. One of those 4 quadrants needs to be healed. Now, can we heal those areas? Can we fix them so that there is no block? Yes, absolutely, in every single case. Now, the complicating factor with chronic illness is that often we are blocked in many of the quadrants, and likely you are blocked in all 4 quadrants. However, one quadrant might be completely blocked, and some may only be partially blocked, or you're going to have one quadrant that feels looser, cleaner, and if you need to get something done, if you need to rely on your ability to actually move through a block, you will rely on your ability in one quadrant over the other. So that's great. That's great just to notice, right? So in my case, I might notice my physical ability. I can walk. I know I can walk. I've done this walk before. I can do it. So therefore, I'm going to just use my physical legs to power me through it, right? The fear of what happens if I walk, this doesn't happen to me, but like what happens if I walk in the rain? Will I crash? Will I do this? Will I do that? Right? So an emotion might stop me, or it could be a mental block, like you can't do this. And then your head spins with all these false blocks and assumptions to help propel you forward through a block so that your whole body can realize, can understand that the block or the wall or whatever is holding you in place isn't actually real. And if you do this enough times, your mind or your heart, right, or your spirit or your physical body will begin to believe it. So again, repetition is important here because especially when you move through a block and you realize you can do something, the aftermath of walking through a block sometimes stops us. We realize in the moment that we can, that we did it, and then that scares us. We might have some emotions rise up, or mental thoughts rise up, or physical limitations come up as a way to say, are you sure? And to confuse us, to pull us backwards, and to keep us where we are, right? So even after we do something, sometimes the resistance from your mind, body, heart, or soul will be even stronger, saying, now look what happened because you did this. If you believe it, if you buy into it, you will make it real. You will make that story real. If you do not, and you continue next time knowing that you can do it, you will go through another block. And the more times you go through a block, the more times you do something that you previously thought you couldn't do, the more it will become normal, the more your body, mind, heart, and soul will begin to believe it. And when it feels truly like you can do it, that's when it stops throwing up the resistance. And that's when it just starts believing that you can and it becoming normal for you. Okay, so one of the most important things about going through any block, okay, because I see this all the time, people will push themselves through a physical, a mental, or an emotional or a spiritual block or limitation before they're ready. And yes, we always have to do that. But before they actually have enough capacity, physically, mentally, emotionally, or spiritually, to do so, okay? They will often do it as a way to prove to themselves that they can before they are ready, before they actually believe it, mind, body, heart, and soul. And then all of the resistance and the backlash will kick in and things will get worse than better, thus rendering a new story and cementing in a belief that they can't heal, that they are stuck, that they can't do this. So one of the most important things to remember when we are going through things is that you want to titrate this in a way that makes sense for you from where you are. So if I had a spider phobia, okay, and I wanted to say, okay, well, I'm just going to break through my physical sensations of the adrenaline, of the panic, of the screaming, of all of that, right? I'm just going to feel those. I'm just going to, bust through all of the thoughts that come up. I'm going to bust through all the emotions of the fear that arise. And I am going to just spiritually have faith and believe that I can do this. I'm going to bust through all of this at once. I'm going to get over this huge spider phobia that I've had my entire life today, right now. And I would go somewhere and walk into a pit of spiders. Now, how well do you think that that's going to go? Right? Of course, it is going to fail miserably. My physical limitations are going to come up hard. My mental limitations are going to come up. My emotional limitations are going to come up. My whole being is going to be in complete resistance to what I am doing. But maybe it's like my mind driving me forward. I want this. I can do it. Yet everything else is going to throw up roadblocks and resistance for me. I'm going to come out of that spider pit worse off than when I went in, and my spider phobia will be even stronger. Now, does that mean that I cannot stand in a pit of spiders? Absolutely not. That does not mean that, right? It absolutely doesn't mean that. I have the ability, and by the way, I do not have a spider phobia. I am just using this as an example. I have the ability to stand in a pit of spiders. I literally could stop and stand in it just as easy as I'm standing here now. But something is stopping me physically, right? The symptoms, the sensations rising, mentally, the thoughts swirling and rising, emotionally, the feelings coming up, arising, or spiritually, right? The lack of belief and faith in my ability to do so. But if I wasn't blocked in any of those areas, could I stand in the spider pit? Yes, right? No matter how bad the phobia is, if I unblocked myself physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, all at the same time, could I stand there? Yes. So the key is unblocking yourself, is healing all of these areas all at the same time. And all that means is that you must be in alignment, mind, body, heart, and soul. So if your mind believes something, but your heart does not yet believe it, don't attempt to do it. If your heart believes something, but your spirit does not yet know it to be true, don't do it. If your spirit believes and knows something to be true, but your body does not yet have the capacity to handle it, don't do it. The body, the mind, the heart, and the soul must all be walking hand in hand. Okay, they must all be in alignment. They must all agree. Meaning if one does not agree, you are still going to feel blocked and resistance and have problems doing it. Now, if 3 agree and 1 doesn't, you can try, right? If 3 don't agree and 1 agrees, I wouldn't touch that with a 10-foot pole. Okay, you have to be in alignment. When you are in alignment, mind, body, heart, and soul, you can eat anything. You can walk anywhere. You can stand in a pit of spiders. You can do whatever it is that you want. Okay, now if you have 3 out of the 4 on board, you can try. If you have 2 out of the 4 on board, you can make small progress. If you have none on board, it's not even time yet to try one little movement forward. Meaning if you are afraid of dairy, okay, and you really don't believe that you can eat this physically, mentally, emotionally, and spiritually, then don't even try one single drop because it will fail. If you mentally know you can eat it, or if you believe with all of your soul, or if your physical body shows the ability to eat and swallow and be able to handle it. If you have one of these quadrants on board, you may be able to try a single drop. If you have 2 of these quadrants on board, you may try the smallest of bites. If you have 3 truly of these quadrants on board, in alignment with each other, in true agreement, that this is a good idea, that you absolutely can do this, then we can try an introduction plan. And if you have all 4 quadrants aligned, if you are aligned, mind, body, heart, and soul, you will be able to eat yogurt at any meal, at any time, no matter what, without problem, without resistance, and without backlash. But we must heal from where we're at. So again, back to my analogy, if I wanted to stand in a pit of spiders, I first need to work with my mental beliefs, right? My mental stories. I also have to work with my physical bodies, getting used to the sensations, being okay with the sensations of panic rising in my body. I also have to work with my emotions, the emotion of overwhelm, the emotion of fear, the emotion of sadness, the emotions of embarrassment. I have to be able to feel these, handle these, work with these before I just go into a pit of spiders. And then lastly, on a soul level, I have to believe it. I have to stand in the faith that I can actually do this, that this phobia, this fear of spiders, is not greater than me, right? That I control my reality. I have to have a deep knowing that I can do this and that it provides some sort of meaning for me to do so. That the meaning, right, the purpose that I will get from doing this, the meaning it will give my life, has deep value beyond the place that I am now stuck. That's what it means to have true faith. But if I walk into that pit of spiders before I know how to feel and handle and work through those emotions, before I can handle the physical sensations and symptoms that arise, before I can work with and handle, right, and heal the mental resistances and stories that will arise, and before my soul shows up as the true self that knows that this is the path for me, that believes it, and that is the true driver of this plan forward, the true unconditional love, presence, and deep knowing, right? That is going to move this forward for me. That is truly aligned with the divine, right? That knows my spirit requires doing this to move forward in my life, and that it will provide some bigger purpose or meaning, right? If I am not on board, if I do not understand and have not yet healed in these 4 quadrants, if I'm not aligned mind, body, heart, and soul before I take the bite of the yogurt, I will get resistance in these quadrants. And if I don't know how to work with them, if I don't have enough trust in myself, if I can't sit with myself, if I can't be with myself, if I can't talk myself through them, I will fail, and my phobia of spiders will cement in and become worse. And so healing in all 4 quadrants is absolutely necessary. And yes, we can't do it all at once, but that's okay, because you don't need to have all fully in alignment on board in order to start. You just need to have 1 or 2. So as long as you are willing in one area, as long as you are working with yourself in one area, I may not walk into a spider pit today, but if I am working with myself through my mind, I might mentally imagine walking into a pit of spiders. I might mentally allow myself to look at a picture of a spider in a book. I might work with my mind for days, weeks, months before I actually walked into a room and looked at a real spider in a cage. And before I ever attempted to walk into a room full of spiders and let them crawl all over me, I would have to work with all 4 quadrants. But you don't need to be aligned to start. We start from where we are. We use the quadrant that is most available to us, and we work to unwind our blocks in that area, our resistance in that area. We work to understand ourselves in that area, to give ourselves what we need in that area in order to move closer to alignment, right? To the belief of I can eat that, I can do that, I can walk, I can socialize, I can talk, I can read. I can pick that up. I can move. I can exercise. I am healed. It does not happen overnight. It cannot happen overnight, but you need a willingness to work with and understand yourself and your blocks in all 4 quadrants, to move every single one, mind, body, heart, and soul, closer and closer to the true aligned belief that you can do this. And that is why healing timelines are so confusing to everyone, because depending on where you are at, where your belief level is, are you walking hand in hand? Heart, body, mind, heart, and soul. If your mind and your heart are not holding hands, walking together, you will not be able to do the thing that you want to do. This is how people walk over hot coals, walk through fire, lift a car off of a child, walk deep into battle, whatever fantastical thing that you can think of that humans and people do. It is because their heart and their mind are in true alignment, right? Body, mind, heart, and soul. They are walking hand in hand with true, absolute belief. And when you do that, you can and you will be healed. And so I hope that you have enjoyed today's video. I hope that you were able to hear it with the wind. And I hope you understand that this video is not telling you to push through your blocks or your resistances, but it is to gradually align yourself with the true belief that you absolutely can do this, and then take steps as you have the capacity and the belief, mind, body, heart, and soul, to do so. And if you receive value from today's video, please go ahead, give it a like, subscribe. Go ahead and watch this video next. I am sending you all my love, and I will see you in the next video.